everyone is you pushed out, which means nobody has free will. Because if anybody had free will, it wouldn't be everyone is you pushed out, so it's one or the other, and it can be tested. In this video, I am going to talk more about how everyone is you pushed out is true, how it works, and what this means for your manifestation. And this will help you understand why your manifestation may not be where you want it to be, and what you can do to improve the process, to make it go quicker, to make it work for you, most importantly. If you need a more personalized help with your manifestations, you are very welcome to book a one-on-one coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I will be happy to help you with any of your manifestations. If you want to join my Master Manifestors Mastermind group, you can start from February. In that case, please send me an email from my booking page. Again, the link is in the description box below, and also check out my courses. Everything is in the description. So no matter how much I talk about this topic, there are always people asking me to talk more about everyone is you pushed out, how nobody has free will, etc. The topic of manifesting other people. And this is, on one hand, it's because many people are manifesting a romantic relationship, specific person. But apart from that, everyone has relationships. Everyone has people in their lives. And what this means in terms of manifestation, and everyone is you pushed out, is that everybody, including your specific person, but not only, is going to reflect back to you your assumptions. And these are assumptions not only specifically about that specific person, but also your self-concept, your assumptions about yourself, your assumptions about life, your assumptions about relationship, about people, about anything that can be related to that relationship, or just generally anything that can have to do with people. So therefore, everyone is you pushed out means that people are going to behave toward you only based on your own assumptions. Sometimes I get this question, Anna, but this person behaved this way, not in a kind way towards me, but I didn't have the assumption that they would do that specifically. You don't only manifest your specific assumptions. You have a lot of generic assumptions, and most of those are self-concept. This is why I always preach to work on self-concept. This is very important because your self-concept is going to manifest everywhere and with everyone. So if you have very, very negative thoughts and beliefs about yourself, other people in your life are going to behave in a way so that your beliefs feel true. Assumptions, manifestation is basically a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you believe something, then it has to manifest to prove itself back to you. The same is true for your positive assumptions, and this is why we affirm. This is why we affirm our desired outcomes, because with practicing those affirmations, they replace your old negative beliefs, and they have to manifest in your physical reality the same way to prove themselves back to you. And that is all we do in manifestation. Basically, we replace one assumption with the other, one belief with the other, one story with the other. That's all we do. Manifestation is a mental work that you do with yourself, on yourself. It has never anything to do with the other person. When there's something that you don't like in the 3D, your 3D is a mirror. It's a reflection. It's only showing you what you are thinking and imagining. The most effective way to change that is to go back and change the story. Change the assumption behind that experience. and that is going to change the experience. And when we say everyone is you pushed out, it's actually everything is you pushed out. Everything in your reality, including people and their behavior, is your assumptions, or are your assumptions pushed out. This is another way of saying, I'm sure you have heard this many times, there's no separation. Nothing is separate from you. What this means is that your physical experience cannot be separate from your imagination, from your mental experience and your mental activities. Every term that you take in manifestation, everything is you pushed out, there's no separation, manifestation is always working, etc. It always means the same thing. It's the exact same thing, worded differently to explain different experiences. Your specific person is not separate from you. It doesn't mean you're the same person. You are two people. But what it means is that your specific person cannot act separately from your beliefs and assumptions and the stories you tell, the things you focus on. Which means that if you spend your whole day reminiscing the old negative stuff or dwelling on the current 3D that you don't like, you are inevitably going to manifest more of that in your experience, and your person is inevitably going to be more of that. Your specific person cannot act differently on their own because, as we said, they have no free will because they are you pushed out. So if you feel like you're affirming a lot or you're doing all sorts of manifestation techniques and it's not changing, something is off. You cannot do the work honestly and the 3D to stay the same old. It doesn't work like that. If you feel like you're doing the work and it's not changing, then you're going back and forth in your mind, which if you don't really notice that you're doing, it's okay, it's normal, because you may be so used to the story that you're telling, the negative story that you're telling, that when you're complaining in your mind, it's normal, it's not new, it's nothing new, it's like it's always there. So that is why you don't notice that you're doing it. But if you start paying attention to where your mind is at every day and as many times a day as you can remember, you will notice that you're not always coming from the end. The problem with going back and forth is not only just it just prolongs the manifestation. Manifestation is always working. So you're going in this direction and then you're going in that direction and then in this direction and then in that direction. So it's going to take forever. But another problem that there is with that is that your negative story is already impressed. You already believe that. There is no effort happening from your mind to just believe it and manifest it. This is why you need to pay attention when you do that so that you don't do that. When you affirm your new beautiful story, and by the way, this is regardless of you're manifesting a romantic relationship, a specific person, or you're manifesting money. It works the same. So when you are affirming or imagining the beautiful reality that you want to experience, there will be a little bit of resistance from your mind. It's normal. Don't take that, I don't believe this story, so it's not going to work. Belief is trained. Assumptions are trained. You need to rehearse this. You need to repeat this. You need to come back to this so that your mind can get used to it and start taking your new reality as the new truth. You affirming once and jumping to the conclusion, I don't believe this isn't going to work, is not going to do much because you already have the opposite assumption. And it's very easy for your mind to just jump to the conclusion that that's what it is. This old is what it is. You need to persist in the new. You need to be stubborn. You need to be more stubborn than your old story. And at some point, it is going to change. Your mind, the way it is now, the things that you believe now, that has been trained. This is your... The thing with beliefs is that they are not permanent unless you decide they are. Unless you decide, for example, as a conscious manifester, you create a new beautiful belief and you keep that. Like you don't do anything about it. It stays there. It starts manifesting on autopilot and it can manifest forever. The same is true with the negative beliefs until you change them. They are changeable. The resistance that people are facing a lot with the negative beliefs is that when it's a belief, it's just very convincing because it's a belief. It feels true. You have experienced it. That's your reality. It's so easy to continue believing that. But try to question your unwanted beliefs. Like, why do I believe these things about life or about myself or about this person? What if it's not true? In that case, it is going to become a more pleasant work to introduce your mind to your new assumptions. What if this new assumption is true? Or what if it could be true? Start out with that and then keep repeating it. Your person, your specific person, or your parents, or your boss, or everyone around you are going to reflect back to you your beliefs. It can't be different. So if you're constantly in the old negative mindset, complaining in your mind, continuously feeling unloved or rejected or whatever the problem is that happened to you, we are working with the law that doesn't care about our emotions much. It is, as Joseph Murphy says, it is no respecter of persons. So it doesn't care whether it feels good or bad for you, whether it's good or bad for you at all. Whatever you keep imagining, repeating, thinking, etc., that's going to manifest more and more. Just like gravity. Gravity is a good example. If you fall down, gravity is not going to care much about your feelings. You are going to fall down and hit the ground. And the same, not the same, of course, you know what I mean. The same is true about your subconscious mind. If you keep telling this negative story, it's going to take it as, okay, we're manifesting more of this. So it's on us to make the conscious effort. I don't like that word. That's not a good word to use in manifestation, but at first it needs to be a conscious, okay, let's call it choice. Maybe it's a better word. The conscious choice to not dwell on the negative, but to actually choose better thoughts that we want to manifest. And as we do that, the mind is going to accept this and your person is going to reflect that, because again, your person is not separate from you, meaning they are not separate from your assumptions. Your person cannot act separately from your assumptions. So when I hear people blame their person, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, they're not contacting me, they did this, they did that. It on a human level, it's understandable. Nobody is trying to dismiss your pain or your experience, but you need to find something that works for you in order to transmute that pain into a different experience, which in manifestation terms means replace the negative story with the new story. Because unless you do that, or until you do that, your negative story is going to manifest. The law is of assumption. It's not the law of negative assumptions or the law of positive assumptions. It's the law of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true. So what are you assuming to be true about that person? And this is why people can burn out manifesting and not manifest their desire. It's because they do the affirmations, they do the techniques, they're really diligent with it, but when they're done, the mind goes back to, oh, but they did this, oh, but they did that. It just doesn't work like that. So if you need to be honest with yourself. Do you want this person? Then you do the work. Do you want the money? Then you do the work. Again, this video is about everyone is you pushed out, how people reflect back your assumptions. But the same is true for, again, money, the house, the whatever you are manifesting. Appearance changes, whatever you are manifesting, the same process applies. What are you focusing on most of the day? Start with that. You need to pay attention. So if you are constantly complaining out loud or in your mind how everything is bad, then your mind, all your mind is saying to you is, okay, so more of that. Fine. Whatever you say, you're the boss. And you are the boss. You are in charge. And therefore, choose your thoughts based on what you want to experience. So if you feel like you are doing the work, but it's not working, it's always working. It always means that our mind is on something else most of the time, even if you do the work. If you affirm sometimes and then for the rest of the day your mind is doing the opposite, the dominant story is going to manifest. And that's all there is to it. So these terms, everyone is you pushed out, is the same as nobody has free will, is the same as nobody is separate from you. There's no separation. There's no separation between your physical experience and your mind. Physical experience being whatever. Money, people, your job, your car, your computer, anything that is in the physical is not separate from you. And this idea that there's free will messes with people, and I understand that. We're used to that. We've heard that a lot, but it's just not true. And as I said in the beginning of this video, it can't be tested. Be honest with yourself, test this, and see for yourself that it works. It works always. Manifestation is always on, whether you're aware of it or not. This is not something you can switch on and off. You can only control what you are manifesting, not that you are manifesting, which also means that your current experience with this person, which can be very, very negative, that is also manifested. So if you manifested that, you can manifest a different situation with that person. Also, you do that by choosing your thoughts. You know what to do. If you need a more personalized help with your manifestations, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I will be happy to help you with anything you are manifesting. If you need support with staying consistent, doing the work, figuring out what doesn't work for you, you can join my Master Manifestor Mastermind group. You can send me an email from the link from my booking page, actually. And you can start from February. It's a great way to stay consistent, get support consistently, and manifest your desires, basically. Have a beautiful day and see you in the next video.